Hi everyone. Well, here's my little friend saying hello to everybody. I got him boxed in with the cards so he can't go anywhere. So for those of you who haven't been here in a long time or seen Ben, here he is. All right. So I wanted to start today talking a little bit about, this wasn't too smart. I should have had him on the top. Whoops. Oh, Ben. Now he's going to go over here. Okay, he made his debut. Okay. Anyways, what I wanted to start with today is I wanted to start by showing you my friend. Her name is Michelle Hansen, but Shelly, she goes by Shelly. Her Ocean Oracle deck, what seashells reveal about our true nature. Ever since she was a kid, she studied the power of the shapes of seashells, what lived in them, so she got her whole information about seashells and the power of intention with all of them. And she created this kit, and it's really interesting because she has this, like here's one of them. She's grouped them into like this, she calls the behavior group, and it's all different shells. And this is the interaction group, because the beings or little creatures that live inside interact with people. And then she has an appearance group and an intuition group. So it's interesting. She has these mats and they're all numbered. So if you don't want to do it that way, you would just look at a shell and you would see which one draws me to it. Is it the color? Is it the shape? Without knowing what these mean, you could just put them out and then pick. Or you can use, she has the decks of cards in here that you could take and shuffle them all, and then it will tell you on the opposite side what it is. So I thought it would be fun to, and she's just brilliant with her information. She studied these, she's gone all over, very unique shells. Who doesn't love shells? Who doesn't love the beach, right? So in this time of summer, it's really important why are we drawn to shells? And the shells have energy in them. And anybody that's been to my home, you have been able to see that underneath where I do the readings, I have many shells, giant shells, and all different colors and shapes and sizes. They've come from sacred sites all over, and I've carried them back, and I just love them. And some you can hear the ocean in the big, what do they call it, conch shells from Bimini, where part of Atlantis used to be. You can hear it in there. There's others that I pay attention to that have a spiral on the top of them. So they all have energy, just like the crystals and the stones do, so do the seashells. And they're amazing, amazing to work with. So I love that. She's the only one I know that actually created a divination system out of the shells. And before she had the cards, she would do these expos and lug all her shells with her and have them on displays where people would go up and they would pick 3 or whatever and go with that, and she would interpret it. Pretty amazing. So check out her kit here about that if you're a seashell person. But I'm going to, whoops, if I can do this. All right, I'm just going to take the easy way out and use the cards. And she's got a lot of them. One that represents each and every card. Okay, so we're going to do it this way. Look at the size of this deck. I'm going to pull you a little closer to me. Okay, here we go. So Let's shuffle. And what is it that everybody, this group, and the people that will be watching this video, what shells? What's the message in the shells for everybody that will be watching this when it airs? We've got one. I'm going to pull 3 of these. Two. Oh, there's 3. All right, then I'm pulling 4. I lied because 2 were stuck together. All right. Let's put some of these back. You know, I really give Shelly such credit because this was a lifelong journey for her, really, and the science that she's had behind. Oh, now we've got 5. Okay, no accidents. The first one is called the Golden Brown Anila, and it's from, I don't know how to say its name. There it is. We've seen many of these. This one has to do with being taken for granted, being treated like slave labor, being unappreciated. So we'll just put that down for now. I don't know where she came up with that, but we'll see. Trying to see if there's a longer explanation. And in Latin, this particular name means maid servant. Isn't that funny? And this is in the name and appearance group. Okay. So this week, I guess we're going to be looking out for where we've been taken advantage of this week and not letting people do that to us. The next one, which is a shell we're all familiar with, Admirable Cone. And this says an admirable person. Let's see if there's anything else with that. This shell represents admirable qualities in oneself or one's perception of others. Sometimes it's easier to notice the less appealing qualities shared with others than the positive aspects. It may be less obvious, but we often share the positive, highly regarded qualities as well. So maybe this week it's appreciating others and those qualities within yourself. The next one is the Rooster Tail Conch. We've seen this before as well. Needing to wake up, receiving a wake-up call. Wow, got a little theme going on here. The rooster crowning, signaling dawn, is nature's alarm clock. Receiving a wake-up call. The next one is called the NASA Snail. And it says, walking over people to get what one wants, believing that the end justifies the means. So interesting that we had the one about being taken for granted, slave labor, and now we have walking over people. So we have to watch out this week both ways, that we're not doing it to somebody else and they're not doing it to us. And the last one is the freshwater mussel. We all know this one. Parasite, mooch, exposure to someone looking for a free ride. Boy, we sure have we've got a theme here. Watch out this week that somebody isn't taking advantage of you. So I'm going to go back for a moment to the NASA snail. It says, Nassau snails are scavengers that travel in large armies along the ocean bottom. Their numbers are so vast that they crawl over each other to find room to walk. This shell may refer to the person who chooses it or to someone of his or her acquaintance. Okay, and then the other one was the freshwater mussel. In freshwater, the life cycles of mussel include a parasite larva stage called, I'm going to butcher this, glochidium, during which they possess hook-like structures for attaching to host fish. They absorb nutrients from their host blood while undergoing metamorphosis to a more mature phase of their life cycle. Once this is achieved, they drop off the fish and form a shell. A parasitic person choosing this mussel is content to camp out in your home, never offering assistance and eating you out of house and home. This is distinct from the vampire who drains your energy just by being in your presence. Well, I have boundary issues, so some of that could apply to me in terms of, letting people walk all over you and stuff, but I set the intention that it was for this week, for the group. So watch out for people doing that to us this week. Okay. And explore if you have shells. Really clear them up, clean them up. Wash them, clean them up, put them upside down, get everything out of them, and then work with them. You can also use them like divination in terms of where people have ruined stones. If you set an intention yourself that these particular shells, this one means that and that one means this, then you can definitely use them as a divination and spill them out or have somebody pick one. All right, this is from the Goddess Guidance Oracle. Who wants to be the goddess that comes forward for this up and coming week? Bridget, don't back down. Stand up for what you believe is right. Wow, can you see this whole theme this week about people taking advantage and taking more than their share? And my money's on her. Bridget's got it going. She's got a ball of light in her hands that she's getting ready to just throw it out and say, back up. All right, it says, first, be quite clear about your intention. If you're unclear, then confusion will lessen your power and force. Like a candle in the dark, be very clear and bright in what is happening to you in this situation. Make no mistake, I will guide you and protect you. And yet, think of the unparalleled rise in your own viewpoint if you are not able to stand up for yourself and speak about your needs and your deepest truth. Now is the time to touch your power, for its heat and flame will ignite your passion, which will propel you forward in countless ways. Even in the face of fear, you can still stand up for your ideals and your truth. Be unwavering and make your stand today. So the various meanings are: be assertive, don't worry about what others think. Trust and your actions will work out fine. Speak your truth, stick to your questions and your opinions. Put your foot down. So there we are. Pretty clear messages today. I think we'll go to the animals. So we've gone from the shells to the goddesses. Now we'll go to messages from your spirit guides. So who is the animal that would like to come forward to help us? Whoops. Wolverine. You're a lot tougher than you think you are. Holy cow. Boundaries, boundaries this week. Pushing it back. You have what it takes to deal with this situation. One where events have taken a different turn from what you expected. Recall those times when you're faced adversity, when you had to dig deep inside yourself to discover the intentional resources and the will to continue onward. As you recall these memories, be aware of how they feel in your body. Anchor those feelings by calling to them to shore up your courage and help you maintain your dignity. By dealing with this situation head on and paying attention to the nuances of the shifting energies, your inner wisdom will dictate when to move ahead and when to retreat, helping you sustain your power throughout. By measuring this stance, you're not only protecting yourself physically and emotionally, but also spiritually. Call upon the warrior inside, the archetypal aspect of yourself that's charged with defending the inner kingdoms and the archetypal king or queen. This is one of those times when you definitely need to be assertive with others. Say no when it's necessary. Ask for what you want and sustain your physical and emotional boundaries. Pull your shoulders back, lift your head up, look straight ahead, and keep a relaxed vigilance. Do your best not to complain and be a martyr about what you're involved in presently, for it will only drag you down. Gosh, I'm almost scared. Every single card is like, protection, boundaries, don't let people take advantage of you. So now we're going to the crystals. Crystal Oracle. Okay, crystals, do you have anything you want to offer up? What do you want to offer up? Clear quartz. I'm sure we all have some clear quartz around. Harmony, meditation, protection, infinite possibilities. Clear quartz crystal can be programmed with whatever qualities you desire. For just like you, the crystal is full of infinite possibilities. The card is asking you to reflect on all that you would love to have and to achieve in life. Make a list and then mentally infuse this card for alternative realities. It says, with all the qualities and things you wish to manifest. Carry this card or crystal with you. Keep it close to your heart and mentally envision your life as you would like it to unfold. Set realistic goals for yourself and repeat this ritual daily until your goals are reached. Then set new goals. Remember, all is possible if you believe it. Just make sure it is truly what your heart desires. Life is a journey, not a destination. We've heard of that before. So you can use I'm taking this as program a crystal. Carry it with you this week as you need the energy of it. Rub the crystal. Keep it in your pocket or on your desk or whatever. You don't need a giant one. But the crystals can be an ally in helping us with everything it looks like we're going to go through this week. And then these don't have wonderful pictures on them. They're universal cards. One of my favorites from way back. And so what I'm going to do is pull one card for everybody for the group. Release. It just says the word release. Definition: to let go, to set free from restraint, confinement, or servitude, to liberate or discharge. When you choose this card, prepare for a new lease on life. Feel free to grow and stretch towards your fullest potential. Let go of the past and move forward. It's a time of change. Let go of the old habits. Try to be free of any confining attitudes, situations, or relationships. Reevaluate your choices. Renegotiate. A release in music is a bridge between repetitions of the melody. A release in energy prevents you from having to repeat the same lesson over and over again. It enables you to be in the divine flow. Is there anything you are looking Is there anything you are holding in restraint? Let go of control, risk the release. What is the worst that can happen? The tighter you hold on, the harder the opposing force pulls in the opposite direction. The only way to hold on is to let go. Letting go gives you a second chance. Totally agree with this. Released does not have to be difficult. It is usually fear that makes us cling so desperately to the past. Facing the fear can often be a release in itself. By not holding on to an issue or forcing it, you may loosen up the energy and prevent blockages or setbacks. Allow the energy to flow. Give people the gift of allowing them from their own experience. Trying to protect them can often do more harm than good. So there it's telling you, let it go. Sometimes, people call and they're like, I went for this job interview and that job interview and I tried to do this and that and it didn't work. Did you let go? Did you release it? That's the final thing, because how the heck do we know what's best for us? Maybe there's some job that's not available yet. Then that's why you didn't get the one that you thought you wanted so desperately. These are Denise Lynn's Sacred Traveler deck. Surrendering to the journey, release control. What did we just talk about? Release. Release control. All right, I give up. Where are you? Okay, here we are. It's time to let go. All is well. The Creator is at your side. You don't have to do it alone. Your life is guided. This is not the time to try to control the details of your life. Let it flow. There are times to hold on, but this is the time to completely surrender. Surrender to the greater forces of the universe. Let go of waiting to control your future. Simply turn your challenges over to your spiritual Creator. The Creator will escort you on your journey. So, it says, the Sacred Traveler wants you to know surrendering is not giving up. You're not yielding to a force outside yourself. You're opening up to your own soul. By releasing the hold, you allow others to release the hold they have. Sometimes the journey goes a different way than expected. When it does, don't resist. There are times, God, the print's like this in between the three lights here. I can't see. It sounds crazy, but there are times you can see the path, but you don't know what it holds. Not knowing where you're going can activate inspiration, insight, and creative juices. You cannot discover new oceans and distant vistas unless you have the courage to let go of the shore. You don't have to do it all yourself. Support is all around you. Simply open your hearts and allow it in. So just to sum that up, wow, what a week. First one's about the slave labor. Don't make yourself a slave to anybody or anything. What if the whole thing of being a slave had to do with, being a slave to your habits or addictions or whatever? And then there will be an admirable person, it might be you, that comes in here to help you. And there's a wake-up call. And also watching out for people taking more than their share and being parasites. And you're not supposed to back down. Stick with your boundaries, stick with your goals. And Love the clear quartz, carrying a piece around as protection for you. And the last two cards, releasing control on everything. So especially this week, eyes wide open. All right, here we are at the end again. Have a great week.